First and foremost, this is a paradigm shift. It is not just a budget proposal. Prior to this budget proposal, conventional wisdom was, in order to get us out of a mess like this, we had to either raise cross-the-board taxes, we had to make draconian cuts, or we had to make serious borrowing. This is an effort, and the LAO, by the way, and it was a question of choose your poison. The LAO had a report recently that said all three of those possibilities would actually create a downward spiral on our economy. So we couldn't rely on any one of those three factors because it would have this negative effect, and we had to think of a very creative approach to move us so we stop digging the hole that we're in and we move us forward. And I'm very proud that this package does that. Our jobs budget is a blueprint for a new growth paradigm. It's a new paradigm of new growth. While we do charge a fee for the extraction of one of our natural resources, oil, and basically brings us in line with every other state, every other oil-producing state in the Union, and I might add the federal government, who charges a 12% oil severance fee for oil that's found 3 miles off our coastline. We creatively leverage that fee in such a way that it creates exponentially more jobs than it costs us. And while we cut billions of dollars in programs, we strategically avoid the programs that result in major job losses and the programs that create cost shifting and loss of federal funds. Under the governor's plan, we would have lost $5.5 billion of federal funds that we are not going to lose. We are going to pick up in this plan. We also do the securitization in a way that does not increase our bonded indebtedness one iota, which is different than traditional borrowing. Again, this is a paradigm where the solution doesn't exacerbate the problem. A budget that's designed for growth and jobs. And third, this budget proposal makes responsible investments in our future. It funds Prop 98 $5.9 billion above the governor for the budget year, which translates into more than $750 in per-pupil expenditure above what the governor has. It restores $600 million in cuts, in prior cuts to the UC and CSU system, and reduces the governor's UC and CSU fee increase by 50%. It averts the governor's devastating and unconscionable cuts to Medi-Cal, CalWORKs, IHSS, and in so doing, as I mentioned, we pick up $5.5 billion worth of federal funds. We restore funding and avert some of the worst cuts in terms of our judicial system, which is going to help effectively enable business to operate under the rule of law again. We continue necessary child care programs for the poor that will enable working families to keep out there and keep those jobs going, as well as the 50,000 small businesses that provide those child care jobs. Finally, this is a smart and a credible budget. Unlike the governor's budget, ours is not an extreme budget. It has no broad-based or excessive taxes, nor does it have extremist cuts. Our jobs budget can easily stand up to Wall Street scrutiny. It pays down our debt in many different ways, and it doesn't increase it. Our jobs budget is designed for the long term. While it doesn't solve all of our out-year problems, it isn't penny-wise and pound-foolish either. It will strengthen the fundamentals of our economy and set the stage for future growth. This is the kind of budget you'd expect from a speaker who has a long-term vision and a budget chair who we intend to be here for a while. This is a budget that we can all be proud of, and I'm happy to support.